In this video, we're going to cover geometric series. So we did speak about it in the last video. An example of geometric would be maybe something like this. This is the one we introduced in the last video. If I was to expand this out, we would get 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8, dot, dot, dot. So the first term here is 1/2. Our r is also 1/2, so that's going to be our common ratio. It's the value we multiply to get to each of the next consecutive term. If geometric converges, we can find the sum, and we talked about that as well in the last video. So if it converges, we have a formula for the sum. So S equals the first term over 1 minus r. In this case, the first term is 1/2. 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. So we get 1. So the series converges to 1. Now you cannot find the sum if the series does not converge. So for geometric, in order for it to converge, the r is less than 1 but greater than -1. So as long as r falls between -1 and 1, it converges, we can find the sum. So for the first one, we've got r is equal to 3/2. So this would diverge. If we were to expand this out, we'd get 3/2 to the 0, which is 1. If I plug in 1, we get 3/2. If I plug in 2, we get 9/4. And if I plug in 3, we get 27/8. So my first term is 1. And then my r is, so a sub 1 is 1, r is equal to 3/2, but it will not converge to a value because the series diverges. For number 2, we can rewrite this as, so it's 3, and then it's 1/2 to the nth power. So this would be my r. This would be my a sub 1. I strongly suggest that you just plug in to make sure of that first term. So I would plug in the 0, to be honest. So if we did 1/2 to the 0, we get 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So a sub 1 is 3. You can also plug it in up here. So 2 to the 0 is 1. 3/1 is 3. So my first term is 3. My r is 1/2. So this converges. So r is equal to 1/2. And then we can also find the sum. They're not asking us to do that here, but we would take the first term and then put it over 1 minus r. For number 3, I'm going to separate it. So we're going to get 2, 5 to the nth minus 3 to the n, 5 to the n. So this one is, so it's 2 times 1/5 to the n. And this one I can write it as 3/5 to the nth power. My r here is 1/5, so this converges. My r here is 3/5, so this converges. So the whole thing's going to converge. If one of them diverged, we could stop and we could just say that the whole series diverges. And then for number 4, we've got, we can rewrite this. So I'm going to flip it. So it's pi over e to the nth power. This is my r, so r equals pi over e, which is greater than 1, so this diverges. And then here it's asking us to find the sum. So in order to find the sum, it needs to converge. So let's just make sure it converges. We can write this as n equals 0 to infinity. It's 3 times 1/2 to the nth power. So since r is 1/2, this converges. My a sub 1 is the first term. If we were to plug in 0, we would get 3. My r is equal to 1/2. So it's a sub 1 over 1 minus 1/2. For number 7, we just did this one to see if it converged or diverged. We said it converged. So I'm just going to write this as 2. And then 1/5 to the nth power minus 3/5 to the nth power. So they both converge, so we can find the sum of this one, we can find the sum of this one, and then we will combine them. So this would be my first term. If you want, plug in the 0. So a sub 1 over 1 minus r. And then over here we plug in the 0, we get 1 over 1 minus r. This becomes 4/5, so 2 over 4/5. This is 1 over 2/5. If I do state change flip, the 1 on the left becomes 5 over 2. And then minus 5 over 2, which is 0. In this one, we have r equal to negative 1/3, so this converges. So I'm going to do a sub 1. If I plug in 1, that would be my first term. So a sub 1 is equal to negative 1/3. My r is also equal to negative 1/3. So my sum is a sub 1 over 1 minus r. So we've got negative 1/3, 1 plus 1/3. So we have negative 1/3 over 4/3. We get negative 1/4. And lastly, we've got, I'm going to take out the negative 3 like this, and then times 1 over 4 to the nth power. So I would still plug in to get the first term. This is where you have to be careful, where I don't know that the formula necessarily tells you exactly what the first term is. I think it's better to just plug in, because you'll notice in the two formulas I gave you at the beginning of the video, neither of them had the 2 at the bottom. So it's very easy to get the first term. Just plug it in. So if I plug in 2, we're going to get negative 3 times 1/4 squared, which is negative 3 over 16. And then my r is in fact the 1/4, so it's going to be, the sum is a sub 1, so negative 3 over 16, 1 minus 1/4, so it's negative 3 over 16 over 3/4. You can do state change flip, so 4 over 3, cancel, cancel. We get negative 1 over 4.